Welcome to day 29, and our journey is coming to an end. I hope that you are beginning to feel yourself a little bit more differently, perhaps, than you felt yourself back a month ago. And that's the thing that tarot do. Every time I've sat with them, every time I've written a book about them, every time I've worked through them with a client, teaching the cards or experiencing the cards through creating meditations about them or doing a course like this, I always find new things about myself and about the cards. That's how they work. They never get boring. They never get old. They constantly come up with little miracles. They constantly give reflections that are like, hey, but how do you know that? Hey, cards, how are you so spot on about my life? And that's the thing. They never get dull. They never get dull. They get challenging. There's times in my life where I really have to put the cards away. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about in terms of self-care, is that the cards are great. The cards are wonderful. But when we are struggling and suffering, and perhaps we begin to pull the cards too often, that is always a really great time to actually think, I'm going to put my deck down for a week. I'm going to stop asking the same question over and over and over. I'm going to just live into this situation a little bit before I come back to the cards. And that's the thing when we are using cards, is to know when to stop, when to pause, when to give over to real life as well, and stop kind of sourcing the cards for advice that we perhaps need to come up with ourselves. There's ethics and morality there. There's ethics and morality towards ourselves. There's been times, like I say, where I have become over-reliant on the cards, and then they start to hurt. It starts to hurt, and it's not the cards doing it, it's myself doing it. The kind of desperation of, I need to get out of this situation as quickly as I possibly can. Tell me how, tarot. And actually what they will tell me is, you got to go live this. You got to go live this now. So the tarot are always going to give us reflections. When we read for other people, we need to bear in mind those morals, those ethics. Are we giving them advice that comes directly from the cards? Is it a true reflection, or are we somehow infusing our own opinion into that? And if we begin to think that maybe our opinion is coming through as divine guidance, again, step off, step back. Don't read the cards drunk. Really great piece of advice. I read them through my 20s. I definitely read them drunk. Probably nobody remembered what I said the next day, but it's definitely, great guidance. Always treat your cards with reverence, treat them with respect, treat the people you read for, friends, family, yourself, with respect. Make it a sacred, ritualistic act that is going to take people deep. This isn't about reading the future, though that is always a little bit of a part of it. But this is about recognizing the truth of somebody's life. This is not something to be toyed with. It's not something to be messed around with. So as you move into your tarot practice, have a little think about what your ethics are. Pop them below in the comments, because there are so many levels of ethics. There's so many levels of morality when it comes to tarot reading. It's a bit like therapy. A therapist certainly doesn't go around and tell everybody about what they experience with a client, and the same goes for you. You don't need to tell other people about your own tarot experiences or about anything that came up when you read for a friend. Keep stum. This is confidentiality as well. So what other things do you think would make for an ethical and fair and good tarot practice? Put them in the comments below. I'd love to see your opinions, your thoughts, and your feelings on this. One of the things I've always written about over the years is having had bad readings, because bad readings can be painful. They can alter your life course, actually, because you start to put too much faith in them, and you think, oh wow, this person said this terrible thing's going to happen, and therefore I'm going to walk towards that as a possibility, is something I'm afraid of. Anything that does not feel accurate or true to your soul or your spirit will feel sickly and ill and fearful. So if that kind of thing ever happens when somebody else reads for you, I think it's really important to recognize that not everybody has the same experience of reading tarot as you do. And let's get back to the most direct truth, is that you know your own life best. So lots of little thoughts there about the quality of our readings, the ethics of our readings, the morality of our readings. I'd love for you to just have a little chat about that. Just put whatever you feel comes up for you about ethics and morality into the comments, and let's all share our perspectives on that, because I think it's a really important part of this work. Now finally, I'm going to pull 3 cards that represent where we are going, how far we have come, really, within this passageway of tarot that we've all been in together. So you can take 3 cards along with me, and let's look at them as past, present, future. So the first card is where we were at a month ago. The present card is obviously where we are now, how this has evolved. And then future, how's it going to further evolve? So past, King of Coins, high expectations, hopes, perhaps a desire for abundance. Yeah, I mean, isn't he beautiful, that great big tortoise? I have a big tortoise wandering around here somewhere, acorn. We're trying to build our lives, and perhaps we entered into this tarot course with that in mind, with trying to expand, to evolve, to be the king of our kingdom, with tarot as a tool in our backpack, literally on his back. He's growing this incredible tree. It's slow and steady, the tortoise is, although as I have a tortoise, I know that you soon take your eye off them and they hide pretty darn quick, you know. They're quicker than you might think. But they're also resilient and they live for a very long time. And my tortoise has had all kinds of interesting events befall her in her life, and she's fine. She's really tough. Tortoises are tough. So a month ago we were tough, we were resilient, we were putting our shells on, and we were determined to grow our abundance, and perhaps we didn't realize how deep this would take us. So our present card, the 5 of Cups. Oh dear. Perhaps we have fallen into, I guess the tarot have brought up a lot of fears, worries, sadness, things to dwell upon here. We have maybe just today, maybe just as you watch this video today, you're feeling a little bit less than you could be feeling. You're focusing on your miseries, your pains, your traumas, your sadnesses. And the thing with the 5 of Cups is if she would just turn around, she would see all the growth, all the wonderful things in her life, all the things that she could hang on to that feel good, that feel empowering. So our tarot journey has brought us to a point of perhaps that bittersweet thing, that push and pull, that tug of war. I think one of the sisters mentioned right back at the beginning of this journey, the tug of war of, are we going to stay in our malaise, in our melancholy, or are we going to turn around and grasp at the new skills we've learned, the power that has been gifted to us? So as we move into our future, Page of Swords. We're getting our swords out. We're whipping our life back into order. There's abundance there. There's a beautiful little twittering bird on his fingertip. We're ready to action what we've learned, but we're a page, so we're still learning. So in terms of our tarot journey, we are feeling determined, motivated, ready to roll it out into our everyday lives, because, you know, in a few days' time we won't have this group as support. Of course you're all welcome to join the Cosmic Sisterhood, of course you are, and to continue this journey onwards, but we're also ready to just take it on as individuals. There's a waterfall on there that makes me think that maybe we're now in a position to feel much more at ease, and to let the tarot and the experience of tarot within our lives be something that we feel confident with, and that comes to us with a deep clarity and joy. That little bird on his finger just seems like joy to me. So we're ready to cut through any nonsense that's held us back in the past and to empower our tarot path forward. So what 3 cards did you get? So in summary of today's lesson, can you please go into the comments and let me know all about how you feel ethically and morally about your tarot practice. That's for you. Write me a little essay. That's your homework. And as we move forward, we have gone from kind of huge expectations to a place of, oh my gosh, we've had to examine our souls. I didn't know that was coming, Alice. Sorry, guys. But also, it's going to give us the confidence to move forward with our tarot paths in some really extreme, cutting, powerful, cutting through the crap kind of ways. Okay, share your 3 cards below. See you tomorrow.